Welcome to the online class of matrix methods of structural analysis. In last video, we have seen the standard stiffness matrix of bar element K equal to AE upon L1 minus 1 and 1. That is the 2 by 2 matrix. AE upon L, that is the axial rigidity or axial stiffness of that bar element. Now, based on that, let us solve the numerical example of bar analysis using this stiffness matrix method. So, problem statement here, determine the nodal displacement. So, figure is given here, that is the three different cross section bar elements are there, they are connected together. So, very first member, this is the first member, second member, and here third member. The first bar element, that is of 2 meter, second of 2 meter, third of 3 meter, and the node at the nodal points whereas at node 1 50 km in left direction, at node 3 20 km in left direction and 30 km in right direction. That AB is loaded with that node, and here is fourth node, that is this last 8, it is fixed. The parameters are given here. Area of first and second member is given 500 mm square, and area of third member is given 1000 mm square. And Young's modulus for the three elements are given as E1 210 GPa, E2 70 GPa, and E3 110 GPa. So here that is the data given for this bar element. What is determine nodal displacement, that is at node 1 what is the displacement u1, at node 2 u2, node 3 u3 displacement, and at node 4 u4 displacement. So these four displacement that we have to determine. So here we go according to the steps that we have discussed in very first lecture of this unit 3 stiffness matrix of bar element, that is to determine the degree of freedom, kinematic indeterminacy. So degree of freedom, that is this displacement at node 1, 2, 3, 4. So for bar element, degree of freedom is 1 per node. As there are total 4 nodes, so degree of freedom will be 4. Write down here degree of freedom is equal to 4. In bracket you can mention those degrees of freedom u1, u2, u3 and u4. These are the 4 degrees of freedom. Now next thing is to write this stiffness matrix table, because whatever the things that we required to write that stiffness matrix, that will form a tabular section and then we write those things. So here very first column is of members. So bar elements. So here as it is a composed bar element consisting 3 elements, 3 parts. So here write simply member number 1, 2 and 3. Now for that member, what are the associated nodes and displacement? So this is the first member which is associated with this node number 1 and 2, and associated displacement are u1, u2. Similarly, the second member connecting node 2 and 3, and last node 3, 4. Displacement for second u2, u3, and for third u3 and u4. Nodes displacement. Now calculate this axial stiffness AE upon L. So area, E and L. For all the members, it is defined here in problem statement. Take those values and calculate this AE upon L in kilonewton per mm. Area is given here for first member 500 into Young's modulus. This is given 210. Length is given. It is given in meter. Here we have to calculate in mm. Okay. So accordingly, convert the units of those parameters A, E, and L, and write the final value in kilonewton per mm. So for very first member, it is calculated as 52.5. For second member, it is calculated as 17.5, and third member 36.67. Calculations are simple. So here I have written these values of AE upon L for member 1, 2 and 3. Now last column is of boundary conditions. So boundary conditions Here, as you can see, at node 1, 2 and 3 and 4. So node 1 obviously is loaded with some load, so there will be some displacement. Similarly, at node 3 there will be some displacement. But if you see node 4, u1 to u3, they are unknown. Okay, right? That value we have to calculate. But node 4, that value is known to us because of the support condition. So boundary conditions are written from the support conditions. Support condition at this fourth node, it is a rigid support or fixed support. And we know that fixed support, it prevents all type of deformation, all type of displacement. So here, this displacement it is 0. So that is the boundary condition here. U4 equal to 0. Okay? And remaining 3 are unknown. So here you can write U1, U2, U3 is equal to question mark. So these are the boundary conditions. So this first step completed, that is to write the degree of freedom and to complete this table where these two are important columns, E upon N and boundary condition. After that, the second step is to write element stiffness matrices. That is the one. Element stiffness matrices. Element stiffness matrix. So that is to write standard stiffness matrix. K equal to AE upon N 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. That is the standard, right? So that standard stiffness matrix here, this structure, if you see it as a combined, that is called as global structure, as a whole structure. But if you divide it into three parts, then that single element, for that single element you have to apply that stiffness matrix, standard stiffness matrix. So let us apply for the first member. So stiffness matrix of first member it can be written as K1 equal to AE upon N. Standard stiffness matrix is 1 minus 1 minus 1 and 1. So here the properties of that stiffness matrix member will come here. A1 E1 upon L1. So that factor we have calculated already here, that is 52.5. So write down K1 as 52.5. I will multiply this 1 to inside all the elements. 52.1.5 into 1, that is 52.5. Next, minus 52.5 minus 52.5 and here 52.5. Okay, that is 2 by 2 matrix for the first element only. Now associated displacement for that element is U1 and U2. So write down here those displacement U1, U2, U1 and U2 for their respective column and row. U1, U2, U1, U2. Okay, so this K1 is completed here. Simply we have applied the standard stiffness matrix, calculated this, and it is multiplied to all elements written here. Associated displacements are written. K1. Similarly, write down K2. That is for the second element. This. So second element we have calculated the value AE upon N, that is 17.5. That multiplied to inner elements of this matrix 1 minus 1 1. So it will be 17.5 minus 17.5 minus 17.5 and plus 17.5. Write down the associated displacement for each column and row. Associated displacements are U2 and U3. U2, U3, U2 and U3. And last, write down for the third element. So element A upon L is 36.67. Write down here 36.67 minus 36.67 minus 36.67 and plus 36.67. Associated displacement U3, U4, U3, U4. This step completed. Writing element stiffness matrices, writing the local stiffnesses for each element separately. Okay. Now what we have to do to write combine that. So this is what the core concept of this subject, stiffness matrix method, or the as a whole subject course, matrix methods of structural analysis. Like in survey, okay, while doing the triangulation, so in that part we divide the total area, whatever the land to be surveyed. That area is divided into a number of small triangles. Right? We calculate the area of each triangle separately, and then we add the area of all triangles in order to minimize the errors or to have the proper accuracy of that area. Right? So that is the core concept. In daily problems also we apply this concept to many problems. Right? So here the same thing is done. That is, the whole structure is divided into a number of members. The property of that member is calculated, and then all the things are gathered together into a global stiffness matrix. After that, we have to apply the boundary condition and get the reduced form of that matrix, and then solve the unknown displacement. So here, how to write this global? That is assuming all the elements. So this global will define as capital K equal to, that will be addition of all these three members, stiffnesses K1, K2, K3. So here, if we see as a first member 1, it is associated with only two nodes, 1 and 2. So degree of freedom there will be only 2, U1, U2. Therefore, the order of these matrices, all the elements, stiffness matrices, it is 2 by 2, 2 by 2, 2 by 2. Now we will come to this global. So total structure as a whole if you consider. So there are 4 nodes. So order of this matrix will be 4 by 4. So here you have to draw that 4 by 4 stiffness matrix. There will be 4 columns associated with this displacement U1, U2, U3 and U4. Similarly, rows U1, U2, U3 and U4. And here the elements of this matrix is the action corresponding to these displacements. Action corresponding to these displacement. Okay. So here we have to assemble those elements. So we will assemble now. So very first element in first row, first column, it is associated with these two displacement. That is U1 and the element in U1 row. So that element you have to see here in these 3 matrices, U1 column, U1 row. So this element 52.5. So this 52.5 you have to write as first element 52.5. Next element here, that is in the U2 column, U1 row. U2 column, U1 row. So pick that element from this element sequence matrices. U2 column, U1 row. U2 column, U1 row. It is not in the second and third. It is only appearing first one. So U2, U1 it is minus 52.5. Next U3 column, U1 row. U3 column, U1 row. There is no such a combination exists. So U3, U1 element is 0. And similarly U4 column, U1 row. U4, U1, there is no such a combination exists here. So again it is 0. Okay. Now the second row here. So here this stiffness matrix, it is a symmetrical matrix. So these elements, this side, they will be same here. If you calculate from this, it is also okay. But still we will see here this second element here in a column. So it is related to the displacement U1 column, U2 row. So pick that element from this matrix U1 column, U2, that is minus 52.5. Minus 52.5. Next in U2, U2. So U2, U2, that is here this 52.5. Also you can search in next one U2, U2. Then here there is no such exist. So here from first K1, this element U2, U2 is 52.5 and this U2, U2 is 17.5. So addition of that 52.5 plus algebraically you have to add those elements. So that is the combined element here. That is the action present here for that displacement U2, U2. Third element U3 column, U2 row. U3 column, U2 row, that is minus 17.5. U3 column, U2 row, minus 17.5, and U2, U4. U2, U4, that is not present here, so this will be 0. Third row, we complete here, U1, U3. There is no such a combination exists in element, therefore this element is 0. Then U2 column, U3 row, such that combination U2 column, U3 row, that is this minus 17.5. U3, U3, here U3, U3 17.5, U3 column, U3 row 36 point. So these two will be added here algebraically. 17.5 plus 36.67. And last, this U4, U3. U4, U3, that is minus 36.67. Now last row that is remaining, U1, U4, U4, U1, 0. As there is no such combination exists here. Then U2, U4, U2 and U4. So again here, there is no such combination exists here, so therefore it is 0. U3, U4, U3 column, U4 row, minus 36.67. And last U4 column, U4 row. U4 column, U4 row, it is 36.67. So that is assembling all the element, local steepness matrices element into a global. Okay, local into a global. So this global, that is of 4 by 4 for whole structure. Now, after this, the next step is what? To apply the boundary condition. So here, fourth step, impose boundary condition or apply boundary condition. So boundary condition is what? U4 equal to 0. That displacement is equal to 0, right? So as a whole, if that displacement is 0, that means action corresponding to that displacement, it will be of no use for calculation of unknown parameters, right? So here you have to delete. Imposing the boundary condition to the global matrix, it means the number, the displacement which is 0, you have to delete or cancel that row and column associated with that displacement. U4 0, that is cancel this row associated with this U4, also here this column. Okay, that is deleted from this matrix, from global matrix. So here this boundary condition is imposed to this one. Now the remaining things, remaining values related to U1, U2, U3, these are the unknowns, right? And the action corresponding to those unknowns are left here in this matrix. So this one, the matrix of now total 9 elements, that is 3 rows, 3 columns, order of 3 by 3. That is called as a reduced steepness matrix. So that reduced steepness matrix, it will be the next step number 5. Reduce steepness matrix K equal to, you have to write this matrix 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, that is of this 3 by 3 matrix. These, all these 3 by 3 matrix element that you have to write here as reduced steepness matrix. The next condition, apply equilibrium equation, that is K delta equal to F. K delta equal to F, where this K is this reduced steepness matrix, delta that is unknowns U1, U2, U3 and F. Now this F is called as nodal load vector or nodal force vector. So I'll write here that matrix again, equation K delta equal to F. I'll write the matrix K here, that is this 52.5 minus 52.5 0 minus 52.5 0 The addition of this is equal to 70 minus 70.5 minus 70.5, and the last element is U4 it is equal to 54.17. Sorry, U3 54.17. Displacement associated here, that you will write down in this data U1, U2, U3 equal to, now this one is also important, writing this F matrix. Now to write this F matrix you have to see the problem statement figure. So here the first unknown, second unknown and third unknown. So these three values 1, 2, 3, they are related with its displacement. So nodal node vector, that is, this is the displacement 1. So here this force F1, this force F2 and here F3, that will exist here. So F1 force, that is, you have to see in original figure in problem statement, is there any force given at node 1? So see in original figure at node 1, there exists a 50 kN force in left direction. So left direction, therefore you have to write here minus 50. Now F2, that is with this second displacement at node 2, right? So at node 2 here, as there is no force exists, so you can write the value 0 here. And last one, that is the force, nodal force vector at node 3. So at node 3, this 20 kN in left direction, 30 kN in right direction. So algebraic sum of these two forces. If a single force is present, if it is present in right direction, you can write the positive value of that force. If it is in a negative direction, left direction, you can write minus that value. If more than one force exists, then you have to add those forces algebraically according to their direction. Take the solution and write down that as a F3 force in F vector column. So here this minus 20 plus 30, that is equal to 10. So that force is F3 here. 10 kilonewton force it will be there. Kilonewton. Okay. Keep the unit as it is because in AE upon L we have referred it as a kilonewton. So write down the values here in kilonewton, kilonewton, kilonewton only. Okay. So here from this you can rewrite the equations forming this, that is 52.5 into U1 minus 52.5 into U2, 0 equal to this minus 50. That is to write the equations, to form the equations from these matrices. So on this you get the values of U1, U2 and U3. You can directly solve this matrix in the calci also. So U1 value, U2 value and U3 value. Answers are U1 equal to minus 6.04 mm, U2 equal to minus 5.091 mm, and U3 equal to minus 1.019 mm. Okay, so here all the nodal displacements are calculated. Thank you.